What does Disney tell us about relationships that isn't actually true? I wanted to do this video because I think there's a lot of myths out there and there's a lot of truths that people don't really like talking about, but which are a fact of healthy relationships. I want to give you the facts on this channel. I want to show you how you can have a healthy relationship and how you can build the skills to have a healthy relationship. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about 6 truths that I don't think are very fairy tale. You might not like hearing them, but they are true. And in the end, it's going to help you to know them to reach your relationship goals. Don't forget, there's a commitment currencies free guide in the description. It's all about making men commit through the boyfriend benefits and through having good boundaries with them. So check out that if you're struggling with non-committal men. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button with the little bell and let's dive in. Number 1 is healthy relationships will always have conflict. And to have one, you need to get good at it. There's really 2 elements to this. You need to get good at conflict and learn how to do healthy conflict. And you need to understand the difference between healthy and unhealthy conflict. I work with a lot of clients where healthy conflict is like a foreign language. They've never heard of that. They've never experienced that. They don't even know what it's like. This is one of the big things they get out of coaching. Like, oh, that's what healthy conflict is? I didn't know that was a thing. Does anyone talk like that? Yeah, they do. That's what healthy conflict in a great couple looks like. But you've got to know what that looks like. And especially if you have had shitty relationships in the past, you've got to be able to differentiate it from the unhealthy conflict. Learning about things like John Gottman's 4 Horsemen, learning about things like which words cause resentment and which don't, learning about how to express what's a deal breaker versus a preference, how to be more vulnerable versus how to be more assertive with your needs. All of these things are stuff that aren't really taught in school, and they're all parts of conflict, and you need them. If you want to have a healthy relationship, you will need these skills. So every relationship, every healthy relationship, I should say, is always going to have conflict. Get used to it, get good at it, and learn to differentiate healthy from unhealthy, even if healthy has always been completely foreign to you. Number 2, you will notice most relationship problems before your man does. It's an unfortunate reality of relationships. And when I say relationship problems, what I really mean is connection problems. Because you have connection on one end and autonomy on the other. And the truth is, men will be more aware of autonomy problems and will notice them first. But you as the woman are more likely to notice connection problems before the man does. It will then make it feel like you are doing the lion's share of the work, bringing stuff up or noticing things. And this certainly doesn't alleviate a man's responsibility for bringing up problems, including connection problems. If he notices them, he still needs to be a big boy and he needs to learn how to present that, how to bring it up with you, and how to not be scared of those conversations. But just from a brain perspective, a man is more attuned to freedom and autonomy problems, but those usually aren't called classic relationship problems. They are a different issue, not what we're talking about today. What I'm really talking about is connection problems, relationship problems, feelings of disconnection, feeling of non-togetherness. That's the stuff that more often than not, you are going to notice first as the woman. That means you're going to be bringing that stuff up a little more than he does, and you might even go, oh my God, I'm feeling naggy, or I bring stuff up more. That's okay. It's okay that you bring some of this stuff up more. When we have a really honest relationship, you'll notice that he's also bringing some of the freedom and autonomy stuff up more, and it will balance out. You're just doing a little more of this one, he's doing a little more of that one. Overall though, don't feel like your relationship is broken or like you've been hard done by if you notice 70 or 80% of the connection problems and bring them up before your man does. That's something your brain is good at noticing. It's just a fact of relationships. A man can obviously come to the party as well, but you can still have a very healthy relationship even if you're guarding one side and he is guarding the other. Number 3, unfortunate dark relationship fact that is still the truth. Men will always find other women sexually attractive. And to be fair, women will as well. This isn't a sign your relationship is broken. This is just a sign that you're a biological creature with natural urges. It's not the fact that they're there, it's what you do or don't do about them that makes the relationship. In a healthy relationship, not only are you not going to be acting on those impulses, but you're going to have respectful means of displaying them. You're not going to stare at someone for 15 seconds as she walks past just because it's disrespectful, even if you're not acting on it. Every couple needs to decide where that line is. You know, some couples have semi-open relationships. Some couples are very strict with that. What really matters is that you can both get to a place where you agree how to deal with this topic without either of you feeling hard done by or resentful. Every couple, as I say, is going to have their own solution, but again, it's the conflict that makes the solution, not the problem that's there to begin with. So it's normal that your partner will find others attractive. It's normal that you will too. That doesn't make your relationship unhealthy. That makes it normal, and it's what you do about it that really matters. Number 4, this is a tricky one to present, and I don't want it to sound the wrong way, but the truth is a man's purpose will and should always come before his relationship. Now, fellas, I don't want you to take that and go, oh, I get to deprioritize my girlfriend now. And ladies, especially nice girls, I don't want you to take that and say, oh, I have to roll over and be deprioritized while he follows his purpose. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that a man's energy for his purpose is one of the greatest values, the greatest assets that he provides as a contribution to his society. Think about tribal days. A woman who is sitting around not really doing anything, she can still produce babies. She can still contribute in that way. A man is bigger, thicker, meaner, taking up resources. If he's sitting around, what is he doing for society? Nothing. Yet nature still built him that way, and it built a man that way for a very important reason, because his energy for his purpose, his energy to do things to make a difference to the society is a very valuable contribution. And that's why you don't want to take a man off his purpose. Now, that doesn't, again, mean that you're not a priority. What it means is that you find a man whose purpose you agree with, and you also agree with the way he goes about it and the way he prioritizes you in with that purpose. You don't want to rob a man of his purpose. It's robbing him of his life force. It's robbing him of his energy. And if he's honest, he will choose his purpose over you anyway. So it's just going to leave you resentful. He should be with a different woman who agrees with his purpose. But you do need to make sure your needs are met within that purpose. You do need to make sure there are times where you are prioritized. You know, I talk to women sometimes and they say, I want to be number one priority all the time. And I say, okay, what about when he's on the toilet taking a poop? And they go, well, he can prioritize his poop for a few minutes. I don't need to be number one priority then. So priorities are always going to change throughout the day. It's the way you schedule your different priorities in your life, not the sort of acute ranking system that's like, I have to be number one or I have to be top three. It's about presence. It's about the prioritization in the time that he's made for it. And if a man has a purpose that you agree with and that you support and that you believe in, then he also needs to prioritize the relationship in other moments around that purpose, just like he does it around when he takes a shit. So what you need to consider is, do I believe in his purpose? Do I support his purpose? Do I agree with the way he's going about his purpose? And am I happy with the way he's prioritizing me within that purpose? If your needs are being met or overall mostly met by the relationship while he follows his purpose, that's a great guy. Don't ever ask him to give up his purpose for you, or if you do, expect him to say no. If you don't agree with a man's purpose, if you don't support it, if you think he works on it just far too much and he's so purposeful that he has no time for a relationship, you can ask him to make more time, but ultimately a lot of guys, if they're being honest, are going to say, no, this is too important to me, in which case you go, great, thanks for letting me know. I'm better off with a man who can wrap his purpose around his other priorities more effectively. So look for a man whose purpose you believe in, you support, and who wraps his relationship priorities within and around that. Number 5, dark truth. Your connection is only as strong as what you successfully overcome. I get women who come to me all the time who say the connection's just so amazing, it's so strong, it's so electric, Mark. And I'm like, what have you overcome together? And they go, nothing. Can't even get him to commit. Your connection's not that strong then. You have chemistry, you probably have some wounding that he's ticking off from your history, but you don't have a strong, solid relational connection. Your connection is only as strong as the most difficult hurdle you've overcome. If you haven't overcome something together, if you haven't pushed through barriers together, if you haven't successfully overcome your hurdles, then I'm sorry to say your connection is not as strong as you think it is. Number 6, dark truth. Relationship skills save relationships, not love. I get women come to me all the time. If we just love each other enough, love will save us, love will get us through. No, love is motivation. Love can motivate you to learn relationship skills and love can motivate you to do the work. But tipping enough love into the jar won't get you over the line. What gets you over the line is knowing how to set boundaries with each other. What gets you over the line is knowing how to have difficult conversations and feeling safe and making enough safe space to initiate them. What gets you over the line is not passing on your trauma to your partner so that the trauma builds up so much the love is smothered. Relationship skills save relationships. Love does not save relationships, and if you want to have great relationships, you need relationship skills on top of the love. Love is just the start. Relationship skills are the real meat and potatoes. Post in the comments below, what are some dark relationship truths you've noticed that make a healthy relationship? If you've had one, or if not, tell me what you thought of the video. Hit the subscribe button with the little bell, and don't forget to get your free download from the link in the description below.